All right, folks. For this lesson, it's called the Illustrator tracing exercise. And for this lesson, what you guys are going to do is you're going to go to the classroom. You're going to open up this file. It's called Logo Trace Exercise PDF. When you get here, go to the three dots like before, open in a new window, and then you're going to download this piece of artwork. Once you have that downloaded, you'll see it populate there. It's downloaded. You're going to go and open up Illustrator. Illustrator is right here at the bottom, AI, and just like InDesign, at this point, you should right-click on this. I'm pinned already. You want to make sure you pin it to the taskbar right there. Okay? So we want to make sure that's done. So what you're going to do here is you're going to create a new file. So you go to New. You go to Print. We default in letter right here. And then right here you would put your first to last name. So Dion Illustrator Tracing. Okay. Change this to inches. So we got 8.5 by 11. You're only going to need one artboard. You don't have to do anything else on this. Nothing. And then hit create. Once you have your page set up, you go to make sure again up here, I'm always in Essentials Classic. Make sure you guys are in Essentials Classic up here. And again, just like InDesign, if you have an issue, something goes away, reset. Okay? So we're in Essentials Classic. On our Layers tab right here, hit the plus sign 2 more times because you need 3 layers. Excuse me, 4. 4 total. Bottom is going to be your, we'll call this artwork. This one will be NBC. This one will be Apple. And this one will be, 4 will be Batman. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock off all the layers except for artwork. With my selection tool right here, go to File, go to Place. Shortcut is Shift-Control-P. Logo Trace Exercise, and place it on that page. Once you do that, you go over here and lock the layer. And Apple is actually on the top, so I'm going to slide that one up. So on the NBC logo right here, I'm going to unlock it. This is the NBC logo right here. Okay? So what you're going to do is I would suggest you zoom in, Control plus. Right? It doesn't really matter which one of these you pick to start with because they're all kind of the same, but I'm just going to slide this over so you can see it a little bit better. So this is the pen tool right here. And what the pen tool is used for is to recreate a piece of artwork that is in poor quality, like this one here. So what I'm going to do is with the pen tool, I'm going to set anchor points. So what you do here is just go to the beginning, click, go to the next point out here, click, go to this point here, click. Now you want to make sure that you don't have a fill on. This is the fill right here. It happens to be white. We don't want to have a fill. We want to have a stroke, but we don't want to have a fill. And the stroke can be whatever color you want. In my case, I would typically always use black. Then I'm going to go over here, place another point. And now I'm going to come back to where I began. I am going to go on top of the other point that started the whole thing. The word anchor shows up, and I'm going to hit click. So now what you just did is created a outline of the, we'll call this a feather, right? Because this is a peacock right here, if you can see it. But this is not rounded here. You can see it's just a point. So if you go back up here to the pen tool, if you click and hold this, it gives you a menu of other options. So if you wanted to add additional points, you can use this one. If you need to delete one, you use this one. And this anchor point tool right here What this one does is it allows you to make a curve. So if I put my mouse on there, hold down my left click button, I create the curve. And if you don't like the position, because this could be moved down a little bit, you can switch to the direct selection tool right here, the white one. And I could go in here and I could just grab that one by itself and put it where I think it's better, if it's better. You can also use the arrow key, right, if you want. And I'd say that's probably close enough. Go back to my selection tool. Now I need to fill that with a green color, okay? So if I highlight it, I can go back up here and I can pick a green, right? One that's close or whatever. Now if you wanted to, what you could do too, and it's really up to you, you can either pick a color up here, or if you take this eyedropper tool right here, I'm sorry, you have to make sure that this is selected first, right? Go to the eyedropper tool and then click on the green. And what it does is it tries to duplicate it as close as possible. All right, so once you do this, you got to do each one of these. The trickiest one obviously is going to be this one here in the middle, because you're going to have to go in here, put a small curve here. You've got the beak, it comes back out, and then you're going to have a curve go around. So you're going to have a little bit of work to do here. Okay, on the Batman one, the hardest part about this, I'm going to go back to my layers here. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go to Batman. So Batman, the tricky thing about Batman is all these little curves down the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pen tool. I'm just going to show you. I am not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to trace the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of show you kind of what to do and what to expect. So again, click. Remember now, I want to make sure I don't have a stroke. I mean, no fill, just a stroke. So I'm going to do this one in green. Right there. Right there. Right there. There. And again, if you don't like something, you can always zoom in, because that one's going to be off. And I'll go right there. I'm going to come up here. I'm just going to kind of cut across, just so I can finish this and not have to go all the way around. So you guys will continue to go all the way around, right? And finish with an anchor over here. So go back up here once again, click on this, go to my anchor point tool, and now this is where I would zoom in, Control plus to zoom in, right? Slide this over a little bit. Oh my God, I hate using, there we go. I don't have my mouse with me. So again, click and drag and try to get that correct. Same with this one. Now this one maybe end up being off, and that's okay if it is. So I might not be able to get this one. So see how it's off a little bit over there? So what you can do is, again, go back to this direct selection tool. I could click on this here, and I could slide it over. And then I could also go to this handlebar only right here, just that one handlebar. And grab just this side. Again, this is kind of hard to do with the it's hard to do with the grab the handlebar, right? And then I could probably come back over here and drag this over. So you can see there's a little bit of playing around with this to kind of get it where you want it. You know, and again, if you don't like it, right? Say you didn't like it, if I just hit Control Z, it goes back. And what I probably should have done is taken this one here out of the gate, just click on that and drag it over, like right there. And remember I said down here, this one was going to be off. So again, this one here, I would do the same thing. I would drag it and put it where it belongs. Because if you don't have it in the right spot, it's going to make it harder. You're going to be struggling with trying to get this stuff right. Okay? So make sure you get that stuff right. And again, you can zoom in at any point and just kind of scroll back and forth to see what you're doing is correct. All right? So I'm going to zoom back out. And then the last one, the apple is kind of, some of the techniques are the same. that I showed you. But one of the things about the Apple, or whenever you're using the pen tool, I always tell students that it's less is more. What I mean by that is I'm going to go with the Apple. I'll go back up here, get my pen tool, and I'm going to start up here on this right here. All right. So this here, I'm going to click. I'm going to click. Click. Do the same thing there. And then anchor it. You can see I only have 4 points in there. And go back here. Anchor point. Click and drag. Now you got to remember, I've done this a million times, I think. And it's done. And again, I don't like, if you make a mistake, you just go back. I'm using the keypad here, so it's a little harder to do with the keypad and not a mouse or even a drawing tablet. This is not being user-friendly for me right now, so, but you guys get the idea, right? I'll try it one more time see if I can get it. There we go. Right there, close enough. Not perfect, but, and then what you would do is go to your selection tool, right? Right now there's a green border on this. Well, I would change that to a gray. Maybe this one. And then what you could do is go to the fill, and you could go with go something like this, or what you could do is go over to the library books right here, go to the gradient swatches, and you could maybe look for something in here, like maybe the metals. And this metal right here may be a better fill. Now, I have this swapped. So, again, go back up here and grab a dark gray. So this kind of looks like that one maybe. Actually, maybe what I should have done is use this radial one right here for so if I go here, put this one on that one, go here, and put the radial one on that one. You can pick something else, right? So you get the idea. So once you do all of these, what you're going to do is make sure before you save this as a PDF, right? You're going to have all your colors will be done, all your layers will be done. What you do is you do a file save. Obviously, as you're making corrections and you're doing stuff, make sure you file save. You're going to save this in your graphics folder, right? So you'll save it in your graphics folder. I'm going to just throw it on my downloads because that's where I have these things right now. Oops, downloads. Hit save. Once everything is done, again, saving it as an Illustrator file, right? Before you save this as a PDF, go down here and click that background color off, right? So the only thing that would be here is your drawings, right, that you did, and you'll be able to tell at this point how well or how not so well you did. And then you're going to go here, it's file save as. Again, you'll save it on your computer. And now right here, select PDF file. Save it to your drive, save it to your PDF file to here, and then you upload the PDF file to the classroom. Okay? So I'm not going to bother doing this because I'm not going to save this file. So, but that's what you guys are going to do. All right? If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to ask. Look forward to teaching you guys this. Take care.